Ruthie wants me to make a video or tell you all about what it is that I'm doing here. Well, I am being frustrated by all the thieving brokers trying to pocket all the money. That's what I'm doing. So, anywho, the majority of the time when I'm at the house, I will call somebody to get a load. Even though there is 9,000 loads available, brokers have their little games that they play. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they usually hold out. And then come the end of Wednesday, Thursday, they panic. Oh my, I'm going to get in trouble if I don't get rid of this load. And then they start divvying up the money. And so that's why I generally try to find a load towards the end of the week, because the brokers are having to unpocket some of the money that don't belong to them and put it back on the load board. And believe me, that's not all of it. And so, being it's a Monday, they're trying to stash all the money in their pockets. And I've been looking at it all day. There really hasn't been anything. For instance, I usually go to Fernley, Nevada. When I run those racks out there, that's 6,500. The solar stuff was 7,500. The top paying loads going out there right now are $5,000, and that's just ridiculous. And plus, they got 45,000 pounds, 46,000 pounds, and homie ain't playing that crap. So I'll just sit here and, I ain't hurting from nothing. So I'll just sit here and wait them out. And
enjoy your time at home.
The problem is, with me doing this, I can't go outside and work on anything because I got to sit here and watch the load board.
You can't do your oil change.
9,000 loads, they're going to be hurting here there in a minute, and they're going to have to start coughing up some money. So I have a very bad outlook when it comes to brokers. I don't believe that brokers should ever be there should never be a middleman between the shipper, the broker, and the truck driver. Because here's where the money comes from, here's where the money is negotiated for, and here's the guy that always gets screwed. And this is the guy that's always doing the work, paying all the bills, and taking all the risk. Putting up with all the people that don't want to drive right and would rather play with their phones and get mad at you when they do get caught playing with their phones and want to do road rage and run you off the road. All that kind of stuff. So I don't want to get caught up into that. But so yes, I am here looking at the load board. I did say that I was going to try to run regional. The only stuff that I see that's regional that has any good pay on it is running up to New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York Island. That'd be Eastern. And then Western, I don't mind going to Western New York. I don't mind that at all. I'll run up there, no problem. But I haven't seen anything paying that well. I did on last Friday, but those are long gone. So right now I don't see anything. And the eyeballs are getting red. I got 30 minutes before the closing bell rings. Bang! And then I'll be off the load board. So
is it like they have an opening bell to Wall Street every morning?
Brokers are 9 to 5. Or some of them get up at 7 and get off at 3. They're easy money. They sit there and they book loads and sell loads all day, and while the truck driver gets out and works 24/7. So, and a lot of them work from home. So, some of them hang out. if they get caught with too much money in their pocket and they have to stay up and get rid of that load. So.
And you haven't really seen anything that is worth being
No,
excited
lots
about.
of times I just get have enough, and I'll call somebody like Jones Brothers, or I'll call TMC, which I've been hauling stuff for them for many years. I know somebody there that I've hauled loads for many years. Or I'll call somebody that I know. And that's the thing about being in trucking all your life. You get to know some of these people, and I understand they got to make money too. They all have bills, but they're the people that I know and have their phone numbers and I deal with over the years. They're not going to try to pocket 50% of the money or so. So.
And you still have to get that oil change made too.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to do when I'm in here booking a load, so.
No.
Or trying to book a load.
Yeah.
I had to take a break and go fix my speeding truck outside. It was just speeding around while I was sitting here on the computer. Imagine that. According to the ELD.
That's right. If you didn't watch
it's like, what's going on with you? Your ELD says you're speeding through Gracie. I said, well, I am. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I better go check it out. Maybe somebody stole my truck.
So what's Stephen referring to, if you didn't watch the previous video that we just let out, was that he had a phone call from Elite Transportation. That's where he's leased onto. And they wanted to know why he was speeding in Gracie. Gracie is 8 miles from us in Cerulean. And the truck is parked right in front of our house, but yet he was speeding in Gracie. And that's mysterious, huh?
Not really. That ELD's. See, I bought my ELD, which is identical to that, 6 months before they made the law go into effect, and I paid $800 for that thing. And I currently pay $29 a month to keep it hooked up. But when I sold to Pete, I sent that back to them so when they got another driver that they could sell it to the new driver. So when I got this truck, they sent me that one. And they didn't know if it was my old one or not, but I knew immediately that it wasn't. And it has not behaved ever since I plugged it into the truck. I mean, it does all kinds of screwy things. Sometimes I'll be driving down the road and it'll say, "Are you still there? Are you still driving? Are you still driving down the road?" And I used to fall for it and push the button, and now I'm like, yeah, whatever. If you don't know I'm driving down the road, so what? Or if I put it on... well, I can't even remember what it's called right now. I haven't used it in so long. When you're driving on brake. Anyway, it will...
Personal conveyance?
Yeah, personal... When I have it on personal conveyance...
Good job, AJ.
When I have... AJ, you need to stand in the corner? No. When I have it on personal conveyance, it will automatically change me back over on duty. And it's caused me to violation after violation. And I finally don't even do that no more because, I'll put it on personal conveyance and go to town, and then, and I'm not expecting to log in for a day or two, and now I got to do another 34 because it used up some of my time. So, but anyway, so.
I bet you missed the paper days.
It's a screwy. Something's wrong with it. Something happened to it. Somebody must have dropped it on its head somewhere on somewhere. It just doesn't behave right. And then the company Ram McNally. When I first got it, they had like teenagers. They sounded like teenagers over there arguing with me about how the law says that you can't do this and do that. I don't think so. And I mean, I know darn well how the law applies to them things and what you can do and what you can't do, but they would want to argue with me instead of just fixing the problem.
Yeah.
And so I finally got fed up with that. I don't even call them up no more. So the carrier says, well, you need to call Rand McNally. No, I don't think so. I'm not going through all that. The thing can just be screwed up. So as long as it logs my hours correctly, that's all that matters, and it does do that.
It does do that.
Yeah, so.
Well, maybe in 30 minutes you might find something good. But so regional is probably not the best as far as making a living.
Well, I mean, I did that for 5 years.
Oh, the Florida, right.
Yeah, I ran to Florida. I had a load lined up where I loaded out of Russellville, and I'd load up 3 coils, and I would run them down to, what's that place on top? Jacksonville.
Right.
Florida there. And then I would deadhead up to Savannah, and I would get a load out of Savannah and get back up to this area, and I would go back to Russellville and grab another one. I did that for a long time, 5 years.
Yes, that's right.
And I was home every weekend.
And that was a good deal.
So, I mean, I wasn't making a killing at it, but it was paying the bills.
It was paying the bills.
And so,
and you had home
in fact,
time.
that's how I paid that Peterbilt off. I just I did that. That's when I don't know if I did that with the red Peterbilt or not, but I know I must had. But anyway, yeah, I did it for years, and so I mean, it's you got to be hustling because you're constantly unloading and tarping, untarping. So and when I'm running out in Nevada, I load up out here. It may take me 4 hours to get it all prepared. But once I'm done, I clean up, take a nap, or eat or whatever, and then I take off, and I don't deal with it again until I get over there, which is 2-3 days, And so that gives you a little bit of time to recuperate. And but when you're doing regional, there's really not much time to recuperate, especially when you got to go through Nashville and Atlanta, and you're constantly having to be on. I don't know how people do local stuff. And I remember when I was a young man, I ran a lot of local freight, and you get up in the morning and you don't stop hustling until you get off work, and then everybody knows when you get home, you got family, you got to do things there, and then I don't know how you local people do it. I mean, I can understand doing it for a while, but for forever. No, so anyway, shout out to the local drivers. I know y'all work really hard, so I know because I did it, and so more power to you. You need it. Anyhow, so I don't like running local, and regional is a lot of hustle. Not so much when you're driving a van because somebody's doing all the loading and unloading for you. All you do is open the doors, go to sleep or whatever. So, but when you're running flatbed, you're constantly slinging chains and straps and tarping, and so so it's more work. And I'm not afraid of more work. All I know is it's just more work. So.
Right. Now, but you said you wanted to do flatbed to keep you in shape, though. You did say that.
Well, yeah. Was it 15 years ago?
Yeah.
15 years ago, I was like, yeah, I'll do flatbed. It was, at the time, vans were doing really bad. And that's the way the trucking is. Things are up and down. But vans were doing really bad. Wasn't really making any money pulling a van, and I was ballooning up. Of course, at that time, I was just eating all truck stop food and driving that truck and wasn't getting no exercise. And I was like, yeah, well, I need to go to flatbed so I can get some exercise. But I never did get rid of that belly though. I didn't get rid of that belly until I got kidney disease, and I went on that diet and lost 40 pounds. But when I sold to Pete, I got it all back, and this time around, I decided to do keto and learn a little bit about nutrition and teach myself about nutrition so I can eat healthy. And I haven't eaten anything out of a truck stop, and I don't know when. I try not to even go to truck stops, don't pay attention to truck stops. If I get fuel, and then I get on out of there as quick as I can. When you park in a truck stop, you open the door, it smells like you parked in a cesspool. And I've got out in truck stops where you get out and you have to be careful that you don't step on somebody's crap bag or kick a urine bottle. And I mean, some of them places are just filthy. I don't understand why people have to be that way. It's a really sad thing. So, I can see why people want to eliminate the truck driver. But there's a lot of good people out there. Don't get me wrong. They're saying that's a shout out to Bob and a shout out to Justin over there, and Just Trucking, and a lot of you other guys that are out there just trying to make an honest living that aren't abusing our country. So anyway, that being said, we'll wrap up the show. God bless. Have lots of fun. And later.